Okay, today I want to talk about the uh, errors of being financially mixed up, involved with a narcissist. Throughout the years, I have ignorantly allowed um, my narcissist to put me in charge of the finances, and this was a very long, drawn out process. At one point, because I was the one working in the house. I had one part time job, but I was mainly working in the house and growing our own food, etc. But he basically said that I'm the one I have better control of finances than he does. So he just kind of gave me all of his money and said, "Here, you take care of the bills." Um, at one point after that, he became very ill to the point of death, and I made sure he didn't die. And after that, he ended up sorry, backing up. Because of his sickness, at one point we had to seek government help. After that, he got into a fight with his boss and quit his job. And before I knew it, we were sitting in basically government help, asking for a handout, which is very embarrassing, but there wasn't anything I could do about it because that's just the way that things were going. And so while we're sitting there, and I have I've got my own little side jobs, and he has his, and so he decided that because we each had our side gigs that we would, combine them and come up with our business. So I'm sitting there in this government handout office, waiting for our doles to get on the dole, yay! And I've not realized that I have no idea what I've married. Um, I felt uncomfortable, but and something was telling me this is going to go bad. But they're all sitting there with their pens, sign on the dotted line. This is what you're going to do. And so, excuse me, stupid me, I agreed to it. Um, so there we've got the bills. I'm handling the bills, and I'm now part of this business with the narcissist. Oh, so as I'm so good at handling bills, and we're now part of the business. He decided that we would put the payments in my name, and they would go into my bank account, and he would take a day off of work and go up to the bank with me and get the open up a business account. So every time this came about, something would go wrong. He couldn't quite make it, whatever. So we had all, and we still have all of the business payments coming into my personal account. Um, And so then eventually, because all the money's going to my business account, he needed me to, open up, uh, you know, when we moved, we had to put the phone and, et cetera. All the bills now, in order to keep going, had to be in my name since I'm the one paying the bills. And before I knew it, his ID had lapsed, so now he doesn't have any valid ID. So now he doesn't have a reason to. He doesn't have a way of opening up a bank account, and of course he's too busy to get his ID uh, updated, renewed. So I'm sitting here. I'm now responsible for the bills. I am now responsible for the bills being personal and business. Um, my name is attached to them when we've moved, and so currently we are sitting in a place where it's basically a narcissist versus a narcissist going on at the moment, and the second narcissist would be the landlord, which is a female. Um, she's pulled a doozy with everyone living in the unit, in the building. It's a pretty big building, um, and she pulled a doozy and sold it, and told everybody to leave. Now, the notice that she gave to us was not correct. It wasn't legal, but that's where we're at. So technically, we don't have to leave, and so with that in mind, the narcissist has been, sticking his heels in. We're not going. We're going to fight this. But having I looked for, I went out and looked for a couple homes, and all of a sudden found out I couldn't quite get what we need to operate correctly. And a lot of it has to do with his not sticking, not having his own bank account. The man didn't pay taxes for a couple of years now, just kind of walked away, and now they're looking at him going, okay, now the government's going, where's our tax money? So that's another thing. But I'm like, that's your problem. You deal with it. But again, I'm the one that has the money, so uh, I'm sorry, I'm losing my track here. So he's got the government asking them, where's our money? Which I'm not dealing with. That's his. I told him to do it. He ignored me. He's better than everything. And I think I said I was going to stick to the topic here. So in the meantime, so at one point I was like, I can't, I'm done. You're the husband. You need to find us a place to live. And he's like, oh yeah, he's going to do it. So now he's figuring he's going to put us on housing, which is that's not fun. I cannot, until I'm able to remove myself, untangle myself from the business and him and all that kind of stuff. I'm kind of stuck I'm looking at a year. Actually, I'm looking at less than a year, but that's irrelevant. Excuse me. So he's not even filled out the applications to get us into a house. Um, and he's fighting this, and in the meantime, the landlady has decided that we're going to take over all the bills. The bills originally were part, excuse me, the bills were part of the rent, but she did not notify it. And even though she has sent us an email saying, I need you to reduce how much you pay for the rent, and I will, and you need to use that money to put towards paying the water and electric. It wasn't actually noted in the lease, which is my error because I saw it, but the woman intimidated me from day one. Um, anyhow, so we're looking at having to take, we've just got a letter back from legal counsel, and they said, well, technically, you don't have to pay it, but you're going to find yourself in massive legal battles if you don't, and you may still end up having to pay for it anyhow. So now we're looking at having to pay the electric for a very big building, and the water for a very big building, and we can't even access half the building. We only can access our portion of the building, but uh, this is uh, this is what happens when you allow yourself to be financially entangled with a narcissist. And he still hasn't started looking for the house. Anyhow, I realize I'm all over the place with this. I just needed to vent. Thank you for watching, and thank you for watching. Yep, leave your stories of what you have experienced financially while dealing with your narcissist. Thank you for watching.